It was a bombshell week where we had these massive allegations come out against Sean Puff Daddy Combs or Sean Diddy Combs or Sean, whatever you want to call him, Combs.
Love.
Against, right, Sean Love Combs. Against, from his ex-wife, Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie, where she alleged they were married. They were married. They were not married. They were partners for a number of years.
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years from the time that young lady was 19 years old.
They were married?
They were not.
They weren't married, but they were together in a relationship, allegedly, since she was 19 years old. And in those allegations, there seem to be claims of various types of abuse, from physical to sexual to emotional. And this played out over the course of really 24 hours. And then we found out shortly thereafter that Diddy accepted or came to an agreement in a civil suit for a settlement. These claims have really kind of taken social media by storm, and I just kind of want to open the floor and kind of say, what do you guys think of what you've seen in the press, and is this something that you think we're going to see more of, and do you think that this quick resolution is the best resolution?
I think that this is just the beginning. I hope that is something that motivates a lot of victims that have held it a secret and held it within themselves for a long time. I hate that we do have statute of limitations in certain states. Fortunately, in California, there is none. So that's why it works in the favor for Cassie. I've been a victim of abuse before, and I have tried to protect the person that caused the abuse only out of love and, just trying to be a loyal person. So I can only imagine what Cassie had felt. Because people are saying, why wait now? Why wait now? And you have to understand there's a process, and everybody processes things differently at their own time. You have to worry about ridicule. You have to talk about judgment. You got to talk about being ostracized, and then as a villain when you're a victim. And so I 1,000% believe Cassie. This is not something new. I've been in the industry almost 20 years.
What do you do?
What do I do now?
What did you do then?
At the time, I was in the fashion, movie, and music industry. And so I would hang out and, help a lot of these artists style them, create clothes for them. I also hang out with the producers of different filmings. And so we would always, Atlanta is really like that music film mecca for black people. And so I know a lot of the rappers. I've hung out with them. We have been out in clubs, parties, hotels, all that stuff. But I say all that to say that this is not something new. And I applaud Cassie for having the courage to come about this. People are trying to make it seem more like money. I don't necessarily feel that it was more so about money, but I do feel like she wanted to make an impact on him.
Well, I don't know. It begs me to question that, because she settled less than 48 hours of releasing that lawsuit. And there were some serious allegations in that lawsuit. Rape, right?
Attempted murder.
It was
domestic
domestic
that he blew
abuse.
up Kid Cudi's car.
Right.
A car was blown up.
But this is the thing about the whole. Okay, so this is the whole thing. So there was a settlement that was reached. However, that does not mean that every allegation is now closed. Because what happens is when it comes to assault and things like rape, the state gets involved. So Cassie doesn't have to necessarily put him on trial or charge him, but the state gets involved, and they'll go against
that,
Diddy.
Sir Ken,
They should. That's true. Now, not saying that this is going to happen, because it seems as though the state of New York is not going to try Diddy from some things that are being leaked and people what they're saying. But that is true that there could be criminal charges brought against him by the state, even if Cassie doesn't file it. But she would have to participate
in the trial.
It seems as though she's not going to per the agreement, because it's like she can no longer speak on it.
I don't think that was the agreement for the settlement. I think that the agreement for the settlement was for...
No, she can't talk about it anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
That's it. It's set.
He's not giving her no money without no
type of NDA.
But that's the whole thing. Even if she doesn't speak, there are people... I know for a fact there are at least 10 people that are all privy to all this.
There already
and they are
been.
going to speak, because the thing about it is when you think of Diddy, you think of money, right? So now that they know that there's been a settlement in less than 48 hours.
Do we think of money when we think
Oh,
of
yeah,
money?
here's a lot
I
of money.
think of theft.
Well,
I think of artists being exploited.
I think of Revolt TV.
I think of money. He's a very, very smart
I
businessman.
think of Carisha Please and
Blink twice, Carisha.
Eliminating
a wet Carisha
But,
Please. I think of
but
a
no,
wet
in
Carisha
all
Please.
seriousness, as a businessman, Diddy is very, very. He's a great guy as far as business, and he makes a lot of money. And so I think that is primarily what a lot of people are now seeing. The fact that this got settled in such a short amount of time, I think there are going to be a lot of people that definitely have receipts, that definitely did not sign NDAs. Some people that have NDAs that have expired that will come forth and speak and try to blackmail him. He's not going to give in to all of these people. And again, it falls about credibility. It falls on status. Like, how big of a person is this person that's speaking against him? What is their status? How many people they can get to believe them? I know people such as myself that have been in certain environments and seen certain things. If I was to come out, nobody's going to believe me. They're like, oh, he just want to go viral. He's going to be a clout chaser. So that's why I've never spoke about the things that I've seen.
Well, I think that, definitely the really Cassie's probably the biggest platform that could come out with allegations, and that it was a public relationship. We all know they were together for a number of years, and that's kind of why a number of people on social media are critiquing her decision to settle. And there's a whole entire group of people who are saying that she had a responsibility to victims. I'm not agreeing with that. I don't agree with that. But there's a group of people that feel as though she's letting down women who have been victimized, and some men, and some
Let me tell you
minors.
Definitely men.
Because it's the mic on. Let me tell you something. If you coming out with some type of claims about rape, domestic abuse, attempted murder, issues that plague women in abusive relationships every single day, you have some level of responsibility. Point blank, period. Like,
but we're
it may
to
not be
conclusions. You don't even know what she's going to do after the settlement.
I don't, but I'm just saying though, right? Like, the settlement showed in some regard that you went back on your word.
That's not
right,
what it
or that there
shows.
were maybe some type of, because we know the
That's not
the
what
power.
It shows.
Can I finish my sentence, Sir Ken? I'm sorry.
Yes.
But we know the power that Diddy has, right? He's a powerhouse. And so this is something that I was, saying to some of the other hosts before we, started filming, was that Diddy's such a powerhouse, right? He's such a mogul that I'm not shocked if there were people who had stakes in his business who called and said, oh, we'll put money on the table to help you handle this issue, right? Just to throw at it so that it could go away because of how it threatens the empire that he's built, right? We're not just talking about one man. We're talking about probably hundreds of people who have stake in what this man is doing. And so the level of protection
and what he has done
is different.
Did you guys just notice what he just said, right? So when we just asked how we described Diddy, right? What did you say he was?
A thief.
And what did you say he was?
Allegedly.
What did you say he was? What did you say he was?
He can't
a
remember.
water sport champion.
Okay. And what did you say?
I said I think of Revolt TV.
Exactly. But as this young man,
I didn't call him anything.
But as he just sat here and made his point, he went exactly to what I said. He's a mogul. He has all these people that have stake with him that can make all this go away. He knows that. That's what I'm telling you. This man is a very powerful business man.
We can aware.
Right.
Yeah.
Wanted to see her go through with the lawsuit further.
But this is the thing.
We really hold him accountable.
We do not know what is going on behind scenes.
He's not going to speak.
Well, you can't say that. There is a process in everything. And I promise you, this has all been thought about and planned strategically. She has made this settlement to get her money, but we do not know what she is going to do beyond this point behind the scenes for all those other victims.
We do know what she's going to do because it's
we
clearly,
don't know.
Let me finish, Sir Ken. It's been clearly delineated by the terms of the settlement that she is not going to speak further on it.
She doesn't have to, but there's other victims that she can coach and help and give financial assistance
she will
to come
be
forward.
violating the terms of her agreement.
So that everybody can settle.
Thank you.
I think,
but that's what I'm saying. She can use that money to help the other victims that don't have have the financial capability to go against him. So for me, I don't
Sir
even
Ken,
think
you can't conjecture and make up scenarios of what Cassie's gonna do with the money to make this be a scenario.
But you can't say
like
she isn't.
Aaron, you were gonna say.
I thought it was great the fact that she even filed the lawsuit. I felt like that was her.
Oh, I agree.
Her
courageous moment.
Yeah,
that was
her Barbie moment. Her Barbie
I feel like
moment.
that was her courageous moment to other victims. Let me expose it. I really want the money.
Her Me Too.
I'm not trying to be a hero.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is something, slightly heroic to just come out with it in the first place. I feel like that is going to do a lot. Because Diddy, he's known for being abusive. The Virginia girl came out, his ex-girlfriend or current girlfriend, and said that she was being beat on. There's rumors that he was beating on Kim Porter.
There's rumors that he had Kim Porter killed.
There's rumors
using
about
substances.
Tupac.
Right.
Allegedly,
here's the point,
Ariel
though,
Day
y'all.
has alluded to Diddy just, being, dangerous and weird. So, I mean, I feel like this is good. The lawsuit, I think her coming out
but it was
with
a mediocre
did a lot.
attempt at trying to take down a giant. It's like literally taking a BB gun to a war that has a AK-47. Like, come on, y'all.
Now, let
like,
me talk to you about a mediocre attempt to take down a giant. And that was the day that David got the slingshot.
Girl, I know you took
down. Let me tell
Exactly.
you. And he took that
Preach on
mediocre slingshot and that mediocre stone, and he hurled it at that giant Goliath, and Goliath fell.
Well,
and henceforth the kingdom of Israel rose again with King David at the helm. I'm just saying. I am just saying, sometimes it takes a mediocre beginning to get to a long-term
But does
end.
she have the power of the blood of Jesus behind her?
I pray
do we
that
know?
she does, but
I don't know if she do.